have a new garment?
Sí,
Sí.
sí.
Oh, tú habla español.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, he says. Okay. Let's see. Don't be ignorant. The title is Don't Be Ignorant.
Bak tosu. Damn. Yeah, but select.
It seems good.
Go. Yeah, no, it's good. That.
Yeah, everything is okay. Yeah, you can start it off, man.
So, so Shalom. It's the GMS Holland camp back together with the GMS Germany camp with another life lesson. Before we start off, we want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor unto Yahweh,
Yahweh
Ba'ashem,
Basham,
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai,
Shai,
Ba'ashem Takadash.
Basham Kakadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles and wisdom told us the truth. Peace and blessings and salutations to the elect out there who spreading this truth and sincerity, and also church across the four winds. So, like I said, back with another life lesson. As you see the title, don't be ignorant. And that's really what we have to be in these times, man. We can't be ignorant of the smallest or the greatest matter because certain things for you personally might seem insignificant. You don't need to look upon them. But for another person, they are very important, you know? And other things also for yourself, you might think like, hey, that's actually not important. But then later on, you see, hey, actually should have taken heed onto that because it would have avoided um, future trouble that you have right now, you know? Let me just give an example for me right now, myself. I am in a situation like this because I had an accident 6 months ago with my car, and I gave everything to the insurance. And instead of being really on it and being attentive to it and not being ignorant, I was ignorant to it. And what happens now? They paid the other guy that caused the
In the
accident
wrong.
in the wrong. They paid him, and now I have to get the money back and stuff like that. So I have in the later end more problems instead of just taking the few minutes of attention to it in the past that could have avoided the whole trouble. So this is why you in your personal life, but also in camp wise, you should not be ignorant of any small matter, man. You know. So
Con, I have the scripture.
yeah.
This is Sirach chapter 5, verse 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small.
See, and there you have it, man. You can't be ignorant. You should not be ignorant in a great matter or small. So even if it's a little tiny thing, for example, a brother gets offended by a small joke that got cracked or something that got brought out. The brothers should not just look over it; they should address it instantly because either the irritation and the frustration going to take root in this brother, and it's going to grow bigger and bigger into a big problem, and sooner or later going to pop, and we're going to have a big issue in the camp for no reason, you know. And the same thing also the great matters. You have a great problem, you should address it instantly, not wait till it's unavoidable anymore. We really have to be attentive to these things because we live in times where we can't have these minor problems to get to big issues because we got no time for them, and we got so many things going on. These things have to be taken out instantly. Yeah. Can you
Yeah,
give me
that's right,
all?
man.
You want to say something?
No, no, no.
Can you give me also what was it? The book of Ephesians chapter 5 verse 16, Baba Kishar? And also let me pull the Proverbs chapter 22 because we have so much evils going on these times right now. Because our brother was talking also before we just went live, and when you think about your day-to-day life, there are so many things that can distract you, and so many things are going on, but you can't just ignore them because eventually they're gonna build up. They're gonna get greater and greater and greater, and then in the latter end, they're gonna take all your attention and all your focus from the thing that you should be focused on, which is the truth. Because you got
That's right.
stress with your wife, you got stress with your job, you got stress in your body. If you be like, oh fuck all that, I just focus on the truth. Eventually, these 3 points gonna build up to such a big bomb, and Satan just gonna pop it, boop, and they'll explode on all three ends. Your wife gonna flip the fuck out. Your job um, gives you hell even more than before, and your body is egging on. It's getting worse and worse. So now you got no focus on the truth, but to do damage control on all these 3 points. So you
Yes.
have to really neutralize them as soon as possible. Can you give me the scripture?
This is Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise.
See, so that's the point. See that you walk circumspectly. When you go into a circumspect, it means to look around. Literally, it means to look around. So look in your surrounding and check what is going on, that you can walk as a wise man and not as a fool. Can you keep on reading?
Yeah, man. And, like the brother says, circumspect is to look around. So that means you got to be aware and attentive. You got to be attentive to the things that are happening around you. So let's say you have 5 troubles, of which 3 are big and 2 are a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
If you are only focused on the 3 big problems, then and you let the smaller problems, you leave the smaller problems on the side, then you're not being attentive. Okay, they're not being attentive, and you're not diving into a solution for the smaller problems also, man. You should be aware of those things too, man. Like that's what the scripture goes into: be circumspect. Okay,
All right.
and like it says in verse 16, redeeming the time because the days are evil. So it's a lot of evil wickedness coming our way. Satan is trying to mess us up daily, you know
Mm,
like we try to make videos daily, we try to go into the scriptures daily, be busy with this truth. Satan is also busy with his duty on the daily tip, you see. So we got to be attentive towards that, man. We got to be circumspect, we got to be aware, and we cannot walk as fools, man. Okay, that's why it says, do not be ignorant. And if I can show you the word ignorant in the etymon line, okay, it has everything to do with how the scripture says, do not walk as fools, but as wise. Because if you're not being circumspect and if you're not being aware and attentive of these things, you are a fool, which is a fool is a person that has no knowledge.
yeah.
Okay, so the word ignorant, it says lacking wisdom or knowledge, unaware. So what is the opposite of being attentive? Being unaware, you
Mm,
see. So it
yeah.
says from Latin ignorantem, not knowing, ignorant, going into ignorare, not to know, to be acquainted, mistake, misunderstood, misunderstand, take no notice of, pay no attention to. Then here it breaks the word down. It says from in, which is not. So whenever you look at the word impossible, uh, incompatible, in
Significant.
insignificant, the in or im is always not. It means not, coming from the Latin.
Oh,
Okay, so it says ignorant, which the I is actually in, okay, which it means not. And then it goes into the old Latin, which it says gnarus, which that's the gno of ignorant. So ig, no, gno, it means aware, acquainted with, to know. Okay, so in order not to be ignorant, you need to be aware, attentive, and you need to know that there are more things going on,
oh,
you
yeah.
know? Like, for example, the brother explained the thing with the car and the insurance and stuff like that. His attention went to other things, and
Yeah.
he just let that thing slide. Meanwhile, he should be knowing towards and attentive towards those things also, man. So
Exactly.
sometimes we find ourselves in a place that we struggle to keep our head above the water because so many things is going on. But that's why Yahushua said, that's why the Apostle Paul actually said, um, gird up thy loins, and as a soldier
Yeah.
for Yahweh Shem Yahshai. We are in this truth, and we are fighting spiritual wickedness in high places. So we got to gird up our loins, man. Okay. What is girding up your loins? You can compare it with pulling up your fucking pants when you finna take a sprint, man.
Yeah.
You know, when you finna
Exactly.
take a sprint, you ain't gonna start the sprint with your pants sagging, man. You pull up your pants, you put your belt more tight, so
To
that's
get
not
ready.
gonna be an issue. You look at your shoelaces, you tie your shoelaces, and then you start the sprint.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to be in this state and in this mentality continually, because we cannot be ignorant, and that's going back to the scripture, Sirach 5 and 15. We cannot be ignorant in a small matter, or not in a great or in a small matter. So some things are small. If you are ignorant, if you are unattentive, unaware, not busy with it, that small thing is going to turn out to become a big thing also. And
Exactly.
then you're like, damn, why didn't I pay attention to that? You see? And in in the sense of dealing with brothers, you might look at a certain thing as, it's not a big deal, but within the brother is building something up. Now you as a brother that um is over another brother, you should be aware of what you are doing and what you are causing and creating within another brother's mind. You know, you should think like, okay, something's building up within him, and not always expect him to just speak up about it, because not everyone is like that. Okay, so what we're doing now, we are just giving some examples, we are just naming some things, but there's 1,000 examples to be named concerning this, man. You know, being unattentive never ends well. Okay, go on.
I also got to where the where in the Etam online. It says from late old English, I can't pronounce the word, but it says watchful, vigilant. Like the brother was going into, man. You have to be watchful. You have to be really aware of your whole surrounding. It's also like in the battlefield. When you go out to battle in war, you can't just be knowing about the left flank. You have to also know about the whole environment of the battleground. You have to know about the enemies as much as you can. You have to know about your own military. You know your own men who are strong, who are weak, who you can put in charge on the left flank, right flank, and so on and so forth. So you need to know the whole um, entire situation. So what you need to do also sometimes is to isolate yourself, man. It's very important. And just think about your life. Sit down and think, what is going on in my life? What is going on my right side, my front, my left, my back? What is going on? Because when you just go into day to day and just do what you want, these things gonna catch up to you sooner or later, you know? And this is why I got also the scripture here in Proverbs 22 and verse 3. It says, the prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. So a prudent man gonna foresee the evil, the wise man that is watchful, that is vigilant. He gonna foresee the evil of these situations and gonna hide himself, which means what we're gonna bring out right now, he gonna take care of the business. He gonna make the preparations. He goes into these things and um, tries to solve them. But the simpler pass on, they just keep on going the day to day, and eventually they are punished because the things catch up to them. Like the brother was going into with his examples, like I said, these brought us these examples. And a great example is also, like the brother mentioned, with the brotherhood, because it just brings unnecessary events, unnecessary attention. Of course, things have to be solved, yes, but they could have been solved already. You know, they could have been addressed already, and it shows you also that you personally have to go into yourself again and check if you have any issues, man. This is what the scriptures speak about in 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Examine yourself, prove your own self if you're in the faith. And the big thing about that is also if you have any issues with brothers, because scriptures speak about how not to grudge one towards another in the book of James. So that's a very another aspect, because when you come to this truth, you only think about videos, studying, you know, work. But sometimes you need to take the foot off the gas pedal and also go into yourself and analyze yourself. You know, look at the man in the mirror and see what his flaws are.
Yo, you saying all the things that I wanted to say, man. I wanted to already step in and say something,
Yeah,
but
okay,
now
okay.
you're saying everything. Look, like the brother is already stealing from me. Like, what is the word that you just
I
mentioned?
said,
Examine yourself. So,
yeah,
what I used to do back in the days, and I actually need to get back to it, is end of the week, you reflect on
yeah,
everything that you have done this week and how you did it, and if you did enough, or if you could have added some more things to the tasks.
yeah.
You know. Also, what's very good is to hold a to-do list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have all kinds of apps nowadays um, for your phone that remind you of things that you still need to undertake or do. You have the to do app. iPhone has like this memory thing that is automatically within the phone, and they send you notifications like, hey, you were supposed to do it on Monday, now it's Wednesday. Reminder. It pops up. And then in the end of the week, you
Yeah, like the brother was saying, you probably get a call or something.